What's up, y'all? We're here with Riverside at SouthrnFresh 11 in Atlanta. We have Mason and Karley here. Obviously, Riverside is such a well-known name, especially in the Southeast here. I guess my first question really is what inspired you guys to create Riverside, and what's the message behind it that you want people to know?
I don't know. I spent a lot of years loading up my buddies in like a handful of cars that we threw together with whatever parts, fun, just to have fun, you know, like with my buddies, and then we would drive out to car shows like SouthrnFresh. And we've been coming to all of them and like hanging out for the weekends and visiting all of our out of town friends and seeing a lot of really cool cars and like getting inspired to do like more of it. And then, you know, cultivating those relationships.
Yeah.
And then and we did that a lot. And so I wanted to have I wanted to give Chattanooga something like that, or like create something in Chattanooga that could kind of give people a time that they can come together and just like have fun with their buddies.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's something that is very much appreciated, especially from like local Chattanooga people, for sure, because it's fresh and like the venue is always like, it always hits with the media, so it's great. And I mean, like, your cars that just come in, the way that you guys vet them is like very clean, and it's just so nice, really.
Oh yeah, thank you so much.
No problem. For like people who haven't really heard of Riverside or our first time attendees, like what are some things that they can expect from coming to Riverside?
We're at an intentionally boutique event, so it's really not about like how many cars can we get into this space. It's a lot more about like trying to up our quality, not only with the vehicles but also of our vendors and just like of the general event itself. So we're always trying to be better. So each year for us it's grown, and you know our attendee count has grown, and so we're always looking to like find different ways to add people to that and add different aspects to the show to attract different people. So we started dominantly as a stance event going in the first couple of years, and it's really grown into a lot of different aspects of the automotive industry. So like now we're a lot heavier in motorsports. We have a lot of drift vehicles, a lot of different types of cars that come to the show, and we don't approve specifically based on any parameters. So you know, it's totally on one individual style and like how they put their vehicle together, attention to detail. It doesn't really matter if it's a hot rod or a stance car or a drift car. You know, we're really kind of into anything that shows that somebody's passionate. So that's kind of our goal, is just to kind of like show automotive passion in all aspects.
Yeah.
A little bit of something for like all kind of styles and whatnot. But.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so I guess kind of along those notes, whenever people hear Riverside, what is it that you want them to think or like have pop into mind? Just
we want them to think of their friends. So the whole reason that we do this, and especially the reason that we're here at this show at SouthrnFresh specifically, is because we get to see so many people that we don't get to see otherwise. Like hosting an event, you really don't get to spend time with people because you're so busy making sure that every aspect of the event is being done correctly. So it's a lot of, hey, how you doing? And then we run.
Right.
So here we are, you know, working our booth, but we have staff and friends that are helping us do that as well. So we're able to actually like have meaningful conversations, and we want like the whole come for the cars, stay for the people is very meaningful to us, because that's the whole reason we put all this energy and effort, is making a place that people can come and visit with each other. And people, you know, travel pretty extensively to come to the show now, and it's really cool to see people that have moved from really far away, or people that only know each other on the internet, and then they meet in real life and, you know, find that connection that they found on social media. So
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, before I dated Isaiah, I was not really into the car scene or anything, right? Yeah. So then jumping into it and meeting new people and stuff like that, it is like a whole new world, really. And then having shows like Riverside or SouthrnFresh or ASM, like whatever it is, it's really cool to be able to meet people with like-minded passions and hobbies and stuff like that. So I like that notion, and you guys, I think, have a great message behind your brand. But you guys are, at the end of the day, an automotive brand, right? So I know we have Karley's wagon here. I don't know if you want to tell us a little bit about that. Why the wagon?
You want to go ahead?
Head that way, yeah.
So I am a transplant to the automotive, industry. I met Mason about a month before the first Riverside. So I met him and he was immediately into like planning and all of it. And it was absolutely insane to me. I was like, oh my God, there's this whole community that I knew nothing about. I thought it was a lot of just people making noise in parking lots and doing things they're not supposed to do. And then turns out there are people who like make the right connections and talk to the city before they do things.
Right.
And, there is an organization behind it and like a true enthusiast behind it. So I've always been attracted to, vintage style, so the same thing kind of applied when I was looking at cars. So I was like, anytime we were going to a car show, like I would see a lot of cars that I liked, but I would always go towards like the old Datsuns, the old Mercedes, and cars like that. So I found this one actually in Camas, Washington, and shipped it to Chattanooga. A buddy of ours, he sells cars all over, but he had listed this particular one, and I had been looking for an S124 forever. Finding one that is like in good running driving condition and finding one that's in a good body condition it's virtually impossible, or at least it felt that way when I was looking.
Right.
So I ended up shipping this one here, and good thing about the P&W is that they don't salt the roads there. It's they use a different compound to get the snow to not to melt. Oh. So there's like basically no rust on this car. It's extremely clean. So yeah, it's a 1989 S124 estate, and absolutely love it.
It's so beautiful, so clean. Like every time I see it, for real, like my heart, I'm like, oh, I just love it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of wagons too, like in general. And I had this one for a while, and I was driving a GLK daily. This one really got me into Mercedes at all. I drove Volkswagens before this. And then after I bought this, I was like, man, Mercedes is my thing. Like I feel at home in the cockpit. So I got a GLK, which is like a small SUV after that, and I was like, I really want another wagon. So I ended up buying I have a E350 wagon as well, a newer one that really emulates like the same thing as this one. It has a reverse seat in it and like a lot of really cool vintage attributes, but like a newer car, a little more reliable.
Yeah, absolutely. So. What would you say, I guess, is your favorite thing about this car?
Favorite thing? I love the parking pole, which is something that I sourced. Like it didn't come with the car, but I found the parking pole. I really like it. And really just, like the classic body lines. The wagon body lines they're just hard to match for me.
Absolutely.
Like if I see any sedan ever and it comes in a wagon variant, I want to see the wagon.
No, I feel that. So with my TSX, I have a TSX sedan, but there's a TSX wagon, my gen, that I'm like, oh yeah, if I could only just get my hands on one. If I'm in a parking lot and I see any wagon stock, it doesn't matter if there's anything done to it or not. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yes, absolutely. I think that pretty much wraps up our little questions, but thank you so much for doing this interview with us.
Yeah, of course.
It's always great getting to know you guys better, your brand better, and your cars better. So we really appreciate you doing this.
Absolutely.
Full of motherfucking blue, half an ounce in my Gucci too.